What's up? Bryant Cook here, and today we are not playing the Epic Storm, not wearing my Epic Storm shirt. We are playing Doomsday, and this is my first time playing Doomsday with the card Consider from Innistrad Midnight Hunt. The idea with Consider is that it creates a Doomsday pile where you can win with only a single mana and no cards in hand, where you consider away the Deep Analysis, so you put Deep Analysis to your graveyard, not Surveil. It's not a keyword ability, but same thing. So you put Deep Analysis to the graveyard, you draw a Lion's Eye Diamond, you discard your hand, Flashback Deep Analysis floating a blue, you draw a Lotus Petal and Thassa's Oracle. That's the Consider pile. We are running Consider over Preordained today in this list. I'm trying, again, red. The Splash 4 Pyroblast effects in the boards has just become pretty stock at this point. I am an old grumpy man, and I like my combo decks to be a little more clean, but everyone's running the red splash, so I'm going to try it again. I tried it probably 2 months ago at this point, but it's always good to circle back to things. Maybe your first impression was wrong, and it's good to get some clarification. So we are running red today. Yeah, other than that, the main deck is pretty stock. It hasn't changed a whole lot outside of Consider plus Deep Analysis. What we lost was the third discard spell, so there's only 2 discard spells instead of 3. There would usually be a second copy of Thoughtseize, and then Preordained was just a clean swap for Consider. That's it. We're not running the basic island or Watery Grave. We're running an extra fetch land. I chose Flooded Strand. It doesn't really matter as long as it's blue. And then, these. So this is what I'm running. You could run Bloodstain Mire, I suppose, but I think you just want to look like a blue deck by leading off on like Misty Strand or something along those lines. Not giving up any equity there. I am running a Chain of Vapor today. Most lists don't run Chain of Vapor or even any sort of answer spell in the board anymore. I've decided that I want to try Chain of Vapor, and the idea is against the Jeskai Saga Van decks, or whatever you'd like to call them, they run Torpor Orb. And Cavern isn't really at its best there, or not Cavern, Shelldock Emrakul isn't really at its best there. You can certainly board it in, but some of those decks have Wasteland in the board, and that makes it really awkward for trying to win with Emrakul. It's also a little bit slow against them, and they can just like kill you with Dragon Rage Channeler or Ragavan or whatever. So by playing a Chain of Vapor, you can answer the Torpor Orb and then just win. A lot of people would typically run Consign Oblivion in this slot since you can get it with Personal Tutor, but we're already down to 2 tutors, and I don't think that the extra mana on Consign Oblivion makes it worthwhile to be able to search for. It just doesn't seem like a practical play. We're just putting Chain in your Doomsday pile is going to come up way more often, and I want 1 less mana. So I am running Chain of Vapor today. You don't have to run this. It's just something I'm trying. I'm not claiming to be a deck expert, but I like to tinker and just try things out. So the 4/4 Negation are pretty stock. We don't run permanent-based answers outside of this spicy Chain of Vapor. At least in Doomsday, that is the norm. So instead of answering things, you just never let them resolve. So Force of Will, Force of Negation, sometimes even Pact of Negation, 1 in the main, stops that from happening. Massacre is mostly to put in your Doomsday piles. You can get it with Personal Tutor once again, but just cleans house versus Death and Taxes. That's the game plan. I mentioned the Pyroblast already. Cavern is for your blue matchups to make sure Oracle resolves, and then Shelldock Emrakul for beating Endurance, plus other shenanigans. That's the deck. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to answer them, but once again, I am not a Doomsday expert. I'm just a guy that likes playing combo decks. So if you have any, I'll do my best to answer, but who knows if I'll be correct. Yeah, and if you would like to support us in any way, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/donation-decks to submit your combo deck to be featured here on this very YouTube channel. We also have the epicstorm.com/shop, where you can get card singles as well as Sweet Sweet Storm merchandise, including the new Epic Storm mini token pack. You get everything you see in front of you, as well as Slime Time tokens for Ave Progenitor Ooze, and Chatterstorm and Empty the Warrens tokens for, I've already said it. Let's move on. All right, so if you'd like to support us in any other way, like, comment, subscribe, all free and easy things to do. Get us into the YouTube algorithm, stay up to date on the latest and greatest combo content, all that sort of stuff. We also offer memberships where you get badges and emotes, cyborg guides, 50% off donation decks, and even entirely free donation decks. Click that join button next to the subscribe button to see that information. All right. I've said enough at this point. Let's just start casting Doomsdays. I'll see you in match number 1. Welcome to the first match. We are paired against Cummings 11. I don't know what they're playing. But we have Dark Ritual Doomsday plus Days. We are not shipping this. We even have a Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah, let's do it. If we draw a Lotus Petal, there's a possibility for a turn 1, I believe, because you could just ponder into ideas and then win from there. But it is only the Lotus Petal that I think... Actually, a Cycler could do it here as well. So we have 10 outs for a turn 1 win. Ancient Tomb, not really what I wanted to see here. Revoker. That hits Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah, that's what they named. Jerk. Alright. Draw. That's actually a really, really awkward. Because I don't want that in my hand. Okay, so I think we're supposed to just Ritual Doomsday. So how do I do this? I think I want to make a Brainstorm pile. Maybe that's wrong. It's interesting to think about here. So my concern is getting wastelanded, right? So I definitely need to put at least 1 land in there. A Lotus Petal. Maybe another Petal. Oracle. And then like a Cycler. I think that's probably it. Okay, put Oracle on the bottom. This is probably fine. So I did think about, and this might be wrong, but I was like, well, maybe I should put the Petal on top for Days, and then I just didn't end up doing it. So I probably misplayed a little bit right there. Okay, and it looks like they're the blue Affinity deck. I think this deck also has Force in it, if they are the deck that I'm thinking they are. Ballista. That doesn't matter. Yeah, because I'm going to go to 6 and then just win. Okay, Ideas Unbound. If they have Force, they're just dead. Due to the Days and tapping out for Ballista. I did mess up, though. Like, I should have had a Petal on top and not the land. Or I even could have set it up to be triple Petal instead of having a land altogether. Cycle. Do you have Force? They're going to hit themselves. Cool. And they've conceded. So we've gotten game number 1 over this blue artifact deck. I don't know if I want to board Enforce a Negation here. We probably want the Chain of Vapor if I had to guess. I'm just not sure how I feel about this card in the matchup. I don't have enough experience in it, but it looked like they were a little more prison based, so maybe it's fine. Don't need this Pact to Negation at all. And then like maybe we could board out Personal Tutors and just do this. I also wonder if like I should be boarding in Cavern Emrakul here. My hunch is no. Alright, let's just submit. I can always reevaluate. And I don't know if they're blue enough for the Pyroblast. So you might be thinking, Bryant, you think that they're the blue Affinity deck. Why wouldn't you board in Pyroblast? I'm not sure if that's the right move. Or if I'm even correct on my hunch. Because Revoker into Ballista isn't common anymore. So they might just have an ancient, whatever it's called. See the Synod in their deck. This hand is kind of stinky. We're going to ship this. Am I supposed to keep that? I'm going to go to 5. And 4. 3? I don't know. Maybe I mulligan too aggressively, but I don't think that a majority of those hands were keeps. All right, let's just go to game number 3 then. Okay. And in the interest of casting less spells, I think I am going to board this in. It looks like they're very prison-based. So you can probably board out like one of the cyclers. Probably Street Wraith. Keep in double edge for life total reasons. And then like maybe one consider. Let's try this. All right, on the play for game number 3. This hand's already a mulligan because of the second Dark Ritual. And if there's no action in it, I think we just have to mulligan that. Here we're seeing the downside of playing Cavern. I will be going to 5, by the way. I don't think I'm allowed to keep this. And they've also taken a mulligan. Sure. Going to bottom edge and Petal, I think. I guess you could bottom a Force. I just don't think the Petal's very good. And this way I can stop 2 things, assuming that the Petal hits a blue card. Or the Ponder. I'm going to ship that. Okay, have to get kind of lucky to win this one. Yep. You got it. Could just be like Steel Stompy. Alright, let's draw Dark Ritual. Let's go. Okay, pitch Force. Can't daze there. Opal's active, so not a good call. Dark Ritual. 4 mana. You can have that. Daze the Ballista. We're just looking to spike a Dark Ritual here. Okay, going to 18. Our opponent's clock isn't the fastest, so we do have maybe a few more draw steps. I think I'm going to wait on casting this Brainstorm. So here we're going to go to 15. Sure. And I'm going to wait on the Brainstorm again. Street Wraith isn't a bad draw. It can theoretically allow us to maybe win on the same turn with the Doomsday. Not sure what this is. Okay. So they have 5 damage in play. That was a bad one. Brainstorm. Yikes. So I can't Doomsday and pass or else I'm dead. Street Wraith, okay. So they have 7. I think if I draw a land next turn, I can win. Oh, they drew a spell. I am dead to that. Yeah, I just lose. I don't know why I got Volcanic. We're just, it doesn't matter because I can't win from here. And there's no way you're supposed to board in Massacre. Like, I know that our opponent played a Plains, but there's no way you're supposed to board in Massacre in this matchup. Okay. I don't know if I played that perfectly. I think the decisions this round really came down to the mulligans. Let me know what you think. Always open for improvement. Stick around. Match number 2 coming right up. Round 2 and we are on the play. Let's see if we can do better this round. No lands. Jeez. I don't think I'm allowed to keep this. Okay, this hand's pretty good. So we have to put 2 on the bottom. Call me crazy, but I think I want to keep these. Just start off on Thoughtseize before I ritual Doomsday. Underground Sea and Thoughtseize. Let's snab their Thoughtseize, and the rest of that hand should not matter. Jund. Ritual Doomsday. I think it's honestly just the same pile we had in game 1. Oracle, Ideas Unbound. And then a Cycler. I guess this pile would lose to a Wasteland. But if I try to build it to not lose the Wasteland, I have to wait a turn or accept that. I guess I could build a Brainstorm pile, but I could get him tier and then Brainstorm pile becomes a little awkward. I'm just going to put a Cycler in there. If I get got, I get got. I guess like I could always play it slow and not cast the ideas if I do end up use your words, Bryant, getting wastelanded. Okay. Taiga into, oh no! Ragavan, you filthy, filthy card. That's a bummer. Alright, so if I cycle here, I'm going to draw Petal. They're going to exile my Oracle. Or my Petal, assuming that they attack. But if they don't attack, I have to pass back and then they can dash my Oracle away. How big brain is our opponent here? Okay. They're not playing Ragavan. We just lost. Wow. Very big brain was the answer. And now they just dash Ragavan. Yep. Maybe I was supposed to put Oracle second from the top. I don't know. I don't know if that one's actually on me or not. I guess they could be an endurance deck, so maybe I want to keep the pact. Or like Pyroblast. Let's try this out. Okay. Sure. Persona Tutor is just going to pitch to Force of Will with this hand. And I wonder if I'm supposed to cast Consider here. I don't think it really matters that much. Consider. Yeah, we can put that to the graveyard. Another Personal Tutor. How lucky. And we drew Dark Writ. Alright, Ritual. And Doomsday. So you might be wondering why I'm not making those deep analysis piles. They just open you up to graveyard hate or silly stuff. I realized that I probably could have done that last game, but we would have lost when our Consider was hit by deep analysis anyway. So that didn't really end up mattering that much. Let's try this again. Maybe I should put a pact in there. Yeah, I don't hate putting pact in there in case they have double interaction. Let's try this out. Alright, so this time we'll put Petal on the bottom. See if that makes any sort of impact. Okay. There is passing. They definitely have something then, right? You don't just keep a hand with one land go. Am I allowed to cast this? Alright, Cycle Street Wraith. I'm guessing that they have like Endurance plus one other thing here. Alright, incoming Pyroblast. Force of Will. And Oracle? Hey. We got it. Woot woot. Me second guessing my pile ended up mattering. How delightful. Alright, so we took a game from Jund there. I don't think I want to change anything. I'm just going to resubmit. This deck list is very lean. Doomsday's just such a good deck, despite me getting crushed in match number 1 and then maybe misplaying game number 1 here. I'm not quite sure. I don't know if you're expected to never put Oracle on the bottom or like second from the bottom. I don't have the experience for that, so bear with me. Okay, this is a pretty interesting hand. We don't have Ritual, but I like this hand. I'm going to keep it and just pray to draw Lotus Petal or Dark Ritual in the first 2 draw steps. I should not have 6. We're a Force of Will deck after all. Ragavan, you filthy, filthy card. Okay, so let's see what we can... Okay, I'll take land number 3. Let's Thoughtseize. Interesting. They chose Ragavan over Thoughtseize turn 1. I'm going to get hit by Wasteland, which kind of stinks. And we only have the one Oracle, so maybe that's a reason that I should have kept the second Oracle on the board. I noticed that a lot of lists cut Oracle too, but you're just like dead if Ragavan ever flips it, so maybe you should still be playing 2 in the board. I don't know. I'm guessing that the Doomsday experts just accept it. Sure. Come on, Duck. And that's a win. Alright. Dark Ritual, you're a beautiful Magic the Gathering card. And I love when you allow me to beat Ragavan, so thank you. Okay, so how do we want to do this? We can set it up to be a brainstorm pile, I believe. We're and by brainstorm pile, I mean we're using brainstorm to get in. We already know that. But what I'm trying to say here is, I think what we want to do is like the Lion's Eye Diamond tricks, and we can put pack back, so we're not losing that. We want Oracle, Street Wraith, Petal, I believe. Okay. So Oracle can go on the bottom, and then Petal. And these 3 doesn't really matter because we're all going to see them off Brainstorm. Okay, and now I need to put back Packed Ideas, Diamond, hold priority, cycle, add 3 blue. Oh no. Did I just mess this up? Oh my. I think I did. Oh no, never mind. I didn't mess this up. Whew, had a heart attack there. For some reason, I thought that I wasn't going to get to the last card in the pile. I just forgot that, Street Wraith draws a card. Turns out cycling draws. Whew, had a heart attack there. Wow. That shouldn't have been as suspenseful as it was. Yikes, I just lost track of what was happening, but we beat Jund. We're 1-1. Hopefully that won't happen to me again this league. Stick around for match number 3. Our third round opponent is Stryfo, usually on Stryfo pile. We can tell because the deck is 80 cards. And yeah. Yorion has been revealed. I don't know if I'm supposed to keep this or not. I think I'm going to. They're a slow control deck, so I think just keeping a bunch of counter spells and stuff will be fine. Okay. Drop. Ponder. Not really interested in dazing that. Probably going to end up cycling Street Wraith on my turn, depending on the draw. Well, I'm definitely doing it now. Okay, I'm going to keep one of these Wraiths around, at least for a little bit. Shuffle that. Alright, let's see if I can get lucky and find Doomsday here. Just going to pass. So, something nice about Dark Ritual in this deck now that we have Deep Analysis is you can just burn Dark Ritual to cast Deep Analysis sometimes now to get ahead, to convert dead cards into live cards, and I really like that. Okay. So Chase's deck is an Assassin's Trophy deck, so they could be considering destroying one of our lands here. I'm going to put that to the graveyard. Ding! Dark Ritual. Doomsday. Force pitch Snapcaster. We will pitch Deep Analysis. And Doomsday. Drawn on the lock. Days. All right, Doomsday. So Chase's deck is a deck that has Dak Faden in it. Just something to keep in our mind. Oracle. Ideas. I can't but wonder if I should make this as a brainstorm pile instead of just like the pile I've been doing. I think we probably want the Pact. Do I want LED brainstorm? Well, I have to put a cycler in there too. I don't think I like that. So if I do this, that's 5. So I would draw... That doesn't actually work that well. So I don't think that's the pile. Hmm. So if I build a brainstorm pile... Yeah, none of these piles look good to me. I wonder if I'm supposed to just like take it slow. Maybe don't use ideas. What about like brainstorm cyclers? So I would cycle, cast brainstorm. Yeah, this one looks good to me. Cycle, Street Wraith, draw brainstorm, cast brainstorm into these 3. Okay. So Petal on the bottom, Oracle, Pact, Brainstorm, Cycler. Got it. Okay. Does that matter? I'm not sure. If they have a force here, I'm probably dead. Brainstorm. Oh, I can't cast. I don't have because I had to play the spell. I don't have it with backup. I'm just gonna jam. If they have force, they have force. I don't think the Doomsday would have resolved if they had something. All right, so that might seem risky, but I don't think it actually is. If you just think about how the game played out, they're so unlikely to have something there. I don't want to click on Force Negation. I want these. And then the Emrakul. I don't think that this is a Force Negation matchup. Probably get rid of these personal tutors. Probably shave a Petal. And we still have 6 cards. I know that a bunch of you crazy Doomsday players like boarding out forces and then just relying all on like the packs and Red Elemental Blast. I don't have enough experience with the deck for that, and it makes me feel really, really nervous. I do think that Daze isn't as good here against like the super big control deck, but maybe I'm wrong. Um, I mean, it was obviously okay there. I do think that maybe you're allowed to board out like 1 Edge of Autumn, 1 Street Wraith, and then that now you need just 4 cards. Wonder if I could do a split on like 2 Force, 2 Days. Or like, what if I just go down to 2 Petal? Probably board out like a fetch too. We're boarding in 2 lands. Hmm. Yeah, I'm going to board out 1 force 1 days. I'm sure I'm going to eat some crap in the comment section for this, but they're going to be like, no, you should have just boarded out 4 force, you idiot. That's fine. I just don't have the experience with this deck or the comfort level. I also don't have a sideboard guide, so I'm just sort of piecing things together on my own. And this hand is very clearly a mulligan. I think that this is a keep, and we just bottom the Oracle. Okay. Draw. And they kept a 1-lander. I'm just gonna play lands if that's if what they're doing. Like, I'm just gonna bully them with the lands a little bit. Like, I don't need to cast spells into their Pyroblast. Wouldn't mind a brainstorm at some point here. Now they have to discard. Doomsday. I could technically go for it here and have a win. We have the consider Doomsday pile. I just don't feel good about this. That's the thing that bothers me here. Really, it just resolves. Okay, I'm gonna do the Shelldock plan then. Gonna disrespect me. That's fine. I already have the Cavern in hand. So what else do we put in here? Maybe a Pyroblast for like Meddling Mage or something? In Duress? Okay. I don't know if this really matters or not. What did they keep? Okay. So each card on the bottom. So I think this makes Oracle my top card if I click on it first. We'll figure it out. Jeez. Duress. Triple endurance. Nice. Well, here's an Emrakul. And we're 2-1. So, Emrakul, pretty strong Magic the Gathering card. Some 2009 technology, Shelldock Isle. Pretty cool stuff. Let's see if we can get the last two. Match number 4, and we are on the play. This is technically a turn 1 Doomsday. This is a turn 1 win as long as I'm willing to disrespect my opponent. So the idea is we would go Petal, Ritual, Doomsday, cycle Street Wraith into Lotus Petal, Brainstorm into the win. Let's see if we can get it. I have no idea what our opponent's playing, by the way. Too bad one of these brainstorms actually isn't a consider, because then it would be super easy. I mean, it's still probably going to be easy, don't get me wrong, but it'd be easier. Alright, Ritual. Doomsday. Alright, so let's think about this. So we definitely need at least Lion's Eye Diamond, Lotus Petal, Ideas Inbound, Lotus Petal, and then Cycler. I believe that is correct. Okay, so one petal goes in the bottom, and then these middle three don't really matter. And then we just need petal on top. Okay, cast Brainstorm. I don't like that I'm not playing a deck with the... Oh, there it goes. Storm count 5. That triggered it. It bothers me when I don't know my storm count. Brainstorm. Ideas? Hold on. Does this not work? Also, I'm starting to, like... Did I put Oracle? I forgot to put Oracle in my pile. Ah, shades of Ethan here. Ethan, my hero. Uh, that would be Ethan Formula Che. Told me about making Doomsday piles without Oracle. I just realized there's no Oracle in my pile. Oh my. Ugh. I think I'm supposed to just make them think that I have it. Actually, um, I can't cast the ideas anyway because I'd deck myself. So let's just hope that they concede here. I have 3 blue. And deck myself. Alright. That was so dumb. Ugh. That sucks. Alright, well, I don't know what our opponent's playing, so it's pretty hard to sideboard. I'm going to submit the same 75 back, and maybe the next time that I open up a turn 1 hand with this deck, I won't just throw it away. But some growing pains. I don't play Doomsday terribly often. The last time I played it was 3 weeks ago, and it was in not recorded league. It was just for fun. So I'm not playing this deck a whole lot. Obviously, there's some rust happening, but, it's all a learning experience. Part of the reason I haven't played it more recently is I was prepping for the Legacy Pit Open, and I couldn't justify playing like decks that just aren't the Epic Storm when I knew that I was going to play that at that event. So I was just practicing a lot of TES going into that event. Plus, I've been running pretty hot with the Epic Storm recently, so when you're on a heater, you don't really want to disrupt it by changing your play patterns for other decks. Okay. I th- Am I supposed to Ritual Doomsday or cast Thoughtseize? I don't actually know. I think it's probably cast Thoughtseize. Although this would be another turn 1 win. They kept 7. Alright, I'm just going to Thoughtseize here. Skill and Show. Okay, let's get rid of that Force of Will. So if I Ritual Doomsday, I can make it so that if they cast Show and Tell, I can just put an Oracle. A little upset at myself over that game number 1. That hurts. Good draw, opponent. You got me. Alright, looking for a land and a Dark Ritual this turn off Brainstorm. There's the land. Come on, Brainstorm. Okay, that was actually pretty good. So we're going to get rid of Edge of Autumn, Oracle. Yeah, I think that's right. Next turn I can Doomsday with Force Backup. Did they miss their land? No, they have it. Okay. So I'm actually going to redraw Oracle here. And what that allows me to do is just easily win when they go to cast Show and Tell. Alright, so we're just going to cycle a whole bunch in response. Doomsday. Edge of Autumn. And then my last card can be like Pact to Negation. Doesn't really matter. So we're at 8 life. We have 2 Street Wraiths on top of our deck, plus the Street Wraith in our hand. That's 6 life. Force Will is 7 life. So everything should be fine here. Alright, let's cycle. Oh, Sneak Attack. I'm just going to force that. There's one card that I don't know, and I just don't want to be dead to like a Lotus Petal or... Oh, no, the last card was Seeming Spirit Guide. They didn't use this Spirit Guide. I crossed out the Spirit Guide when I shouldn't have. Alright, let's cycle. Cycle. 1 card left. Float a blue. Cycle. And Oracle. Okay, so let's see if I can 3-0 our opponent and get game number 3. I now know what they're playing as well. So we can bring in these Pyroblasts. I don't really... Like, these are just cards I'm interested in. I'm probably not going to keep all of them. But 70 cards at the moment are what I'm interested in. We can probably board out the Personal Tutors. Maybe I don't board in Force Negation. Because half the cards I want them to resolve. Like, Show and Tell is, like, pretty good. I wonder if we could board out the Consider package. Just, like, remove that entirely. Like, is this a reasonable thing to do? I'm not sure. So I think it's also, like, kind of free to keep, like, 1 and 1, because it just allows you to have an extra pile. So I think, like, maybe you could board out, like, a Petal and then, like, 1 Cycler. Let's try this. Okay, we've opened up the turn 1 Doomsday again. This time, let's see if I can not F it up. Alright, give me like a land. I'd love a land here. Turn 1 with double backup. Doomsday's so good. This extra's broken. It's also so broken that like the deck doesn't really run sideboard cards. I know that I'm running a Chain of Vapor, but I'm like the only one. Like the fact that it can just win through all of the hate pieces is kind of nutty. Okay, so that's going to make it so we don't lose the days unless they daze the Dark Ret. Alright, so now we have to ask ourselves, do we allow days to counter this, or do we move in? If they have a force, I think I'm just dead. Really wanted to land there. We're going in. And we're dead. So that was the risk. So if I don't want to snap lose this game, I have to force my own pact. Right, let's cycle Tree Wraith. Alright, so we're not dead. I could draw a land off the top in Ritual Doomsday. Yep. Why can't I just draw a land that turn? Would have been so easy. They put 2 on the bottom with their Preordain. Okay, let's try Ritual Doomsday. 4 cards in hand. Okay. What's the best pile to build here? That's like a genuine question I have. So I could build the consider pile, but I'm wondering if there's like a brainstorm pile that's actually better. So with brainstorm, I'd only have 1 card to put back, so probably not. I think it's supposed to be the consider pile. The problem is the consider pile doesn't have any backup in it. So hypothetically, let's say I do an ideas pile. So let's start off by putting Oracle in the pile. Ideas inbound, diamond, pact, petal. So I would draw a diamond for turn. I'd ponder into ideas. Ideas into these. That technically wins. I don't need to do petal. I could do a land. Okay. I don't know why I stacked it that way. Pack shouldn't be that high up. Pack should probably be the bottom card. That's dumb. Okay. So opponent's about to have 5 cards in hand. Now they have Pyroblast up. Did not shuffle. Okay. Had 3 blue. Ideas inbound. We want this to resolve. Okay, now we play Oracle. So we lose to Daze Pyroblast here. We lose to Daze Force, Pyroblast Force. That said, the way that Sneak and Show is constructed is they're a deck that has a lot of um, like pieces in it. So Emrakul, Show and Tell, all that stuff. Yeah, so they just had two pieces. So they didn't draw creatures or anything else this game. So they drew the right half of the deck against us, and we got. So we are now 2-2, I believe. Yeah, 2-2. Match number 5 coming right up. Let's get our money back. Round number 5 when we were on the play again. This hand's fine. Volcanic Go. It also stinks that, like, so thinking about how that game played out, I don't think you're supposed to board in Cavern versus Doomsday or versus Sneak and Show, but it would have won right there. Like most people, I don't think board in Cavern versus Sneak and Show. You're welcome to tell me if I'm incorrect. Lands, okay. I'm gonna cycle Street. There's no chance they name Street Wraith here. Actually, why let them know that I'm on Doomsday? They're gonna name Wishclaw Talisman. Included Delta. Okay, let's consider. Am I supposed to keep Dark Ritual here? I think so. Could end up biting me in the buns. I'm gonna cycle Wraith, see if we can just help find a land. Okay, go to 16. I'm gonna brainstorm because we don't want this packed. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. No polluted Delta lands either. Now we ponder looking for Doomsday. Shufel. And pass. If our opponent uses a wasteland, we can sacrifice that land to Edge of Autumn to cantrip. Waterlogged Grove meets the graveyard. And we get bogged. Okay. Useless Pluto Delta. If we need to, I could Ritual Force of Will, hoping that's not required. Yeah, you can have a map, that's fine. And I'm probably getting hit by Waste here if I had to guess. Or is this Saga? Okay. The Needle's still in play. I'll move my sideboard. There we go. Draw. Another copy of Daze. I'm actually just going to cycle this right now and get rid of the Delta. Bummer. Okay. And a stage. Alright, we're going to need to draw an action spell quickly here. Come on, Doc. This Saga is going to kill us pretty quickly. Are they going to stage copy the saga or just make a construct? Because they have to choose right now, and it looks like they're choosing just making a construct for speed. And I think I agree with that. Spell bomb. That makes sense. They are tapped out. I'm just gonna daze it. Alright, so we're getting hit for 5 here. Or 6, I'm sorry. I'd have to draw Brainstorm to win now. It'd have to be exactly Brainstorm off the top. Wow. Alright, we just didn't draw cards that game, so we lost game number 1 to lands. Imagine we do want Force Negation here to stop spheres. And I guess technically Life from the Loam, but I could be wrong about that. And I don't think we want the Emrakul Shelldock plan against the Wasteland Ghost Quarter deck. Probably get rid of the discard spells. I think we probably want to keep Pact. This seems fine to me. I know it might seem weird that I'm boarding a personal tutor after a game where I failed to find Doomsday, but I just think that's probably the best decision. We have to keep our blue count high for the 8 forces in our deck. So you don't really, I guess, like, technically I could board out 2 cyclers and keep the personal tutors, I guess. This seems okay. I'm going to start on cycling these. Get a little bit more info. Pact is most likely going to be pitched to a force this game, if I had to guess. Max Diamond. Sure. In the bog. You got it. And I'm going to cast Consider on their end step. Yeah, I don't need another force. Draw. Probably should have played out Petal on turn 1 if I'm being honest. Just in case something bad happened with like Sphere or something, this would already be in play. Ponder. I want the land, but I think I'm supposed to shuffle. Alright, so let's just find Doomsday. And I'm going to force that. Hey, and they're just passing. Delightful. Ponder. I'm just going to ponder again. Alright, so we're a quarter of the way through our deck at this point. I could do what I talked about earlier next turn where I hardcast Deep Analysis off Ritual. I don't hate it. Alright, I'm going to draw the Edge of Autumn in case of a Wasteland Ghost Quarter situation. What is this? I'm going to let that happen. If they get Wasteland, I have Edge of Autumn. If they get Depths, sure. Alright, so they got Wasteland. Alright, let's sacrifice it to Edge of Autumn. Another Life from the Loam. I'm going to have to daze that. I can't help but wonder if maybe I don't play out the Underground Sea here. Like, what if I just draw Brainstorm and pass? So that way the Wasteland doesn't bother me. And if I just draw Doomsday, I win the game. We're almost our next draw step will bring us at a third of our deck. Like, we are due to draw Doomsday at some point. What are they getting back? Wasteland Bog. That's fine. You've exiled a bunch of my deck. Come on, Doomsday. Alright, I'm going to cast Brainstorm. There we go. Did I just mess up? Maybe I was supposed to put back Deep Analysis. I'm sure I can find another pile. I didn't put it back because in my head I was like, I want the blue card for Force. But maybe that's just wrong. Alright, what's the best way of building this? I don't think there's a Brainstorm pile that actually works. While beating like Endurance. I can't help but wonder if I just play it slow. So if I want to build a Brainstorm pile, just thinking about this. So these would be the 5. I would draw Brainstorm for turn. Oh no, that doesn't work. Because I need a cycler in here. So what if I wait 2 turns? And then this would work. This seems so bad. What if I don't do that? What if I do a Brainstorm? So just trying to think about this. So if I draw Brainstorm, that could technically do it, I think. Yeah, this is the pile. I mean, I'm not going to be able to beat any hate with this, but I don't know if I have a choice. All right. So they took a natural draw, no dredge. Yep. Main phase endurance. Well, I'm going to force you. That's going to mess up my Brainstorm pile, I believe. Okay. I'm just going to pass now. So they're going to hit me down to 3. So now I'm forced to try to win, but I can't. Yeah, I think the Endurance Pyro got me. So, I don't know if my next card is the Ideas or the LED. I don't think it matters. Did I not? Oh, that's right. I didn't put an Ideas in my pile. So I'm just dead. It doesn't matter. All right, that was kind of a bad league. 2 and 3. I mean, I'm sure I made tons of play mistakes, and it's not really the deck's fault. I mean, there's definitely the game one against Show and Tell that I should have won, and I didn't. So could have been a 3-2. I'm not sure. I'm also like, one of my weaknesses with this deck is sideboarding by far. If I knew how to board better, I'd probably do a little bit better with Doomsday. But as of right now, I'm just guessing a whole bunch. Hopefully, you at least found part of this entertaining. Maybe not so educational, but for those of you that like watching me lose, congratulations. I hope I made your day. Take care, keep storming, and thank you for watching. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.